Wish all our viewers a very happy Diwali. Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Simply Sport with me, Niraj Prabhu. In today's program, we have a very fascinating cricketing personality as our guest, and he is Mr. Ambey Parwatkar. Hi Ambey, welcome to the show. To give you a brief introduction about Ambey, Ambey has been a really fascinating personality. He has had a very long career. He's still in cricket. His cricketing career so far spans 25 seasons. He started playing cricket when he was aged 13 and he's 37 years today. Now, to give you a better idea of cricket, of high profile cricket that Ambey has played, Ambey has featured in UAE A side and he has played international cricket against A teams of England, Sri Lanka, etc. At club level cricket, he has played for various clubs in Goa, in Bombay and in UAE. Now, he has been the first Goan to have played contract cricket in England, South Africa and of course UAE. Ambey, have I missed anything, any important aspect? Because your profile has been really extensive.
Yeah, nothing missed out on that. You're doing absolutely fine so far.
Right. Ambey, your career, I really mean, this is something which I have never ever seen in any cricketer. You've born in Goa, you've been a Goan cricketer, but you have played most of your cricket outside Goa and most of the high profile cricket outside Goa. Now, if you look at this journey overall of 25 seasons, how do you describe it in a nutshell?
It's a very determined career of mine, where I started at the age of 13 and it was like, as you said, I moved out from Goa, Bombay. But the situation was like at that time, about say 24 years back, Goa was just starting with the cricket and we had some few cricketers who were extraordinary. But still they could not, we had to march out from somewhere and we were doing extraordinary in the junior cricket. So I took the opportunity when doing extraordinary performance in the junior cricket and then I moved out to Bombay. Right. So that was the start of my first step. I moved out from Goa to Bombay, then Bombay to Goa back and then from Goa to England to Dubai and then to South Africa. A lot of places, moved around, played a lot of cricket, different cricketers.
Now Ambey, let us go to a season way back when you were just 13 years old. You were part of a under 15 Goan team which won a cricket match for the first time at any level.
Right.
Do you recollect that experience of that first victory for Goa at any level?
Yeah, it was led by Arvind Mishra and a very talented cricketer. He's a leg spinner himself and I had to make my place feel in the team when he was leading the side. That was my first step towards cricket. And we beat the Kerala team and henceforth later on we to a lot of games later on under 15. Then we were the runners up in losing to Hyderabad when it was led by Prashant Kakode. And very next year we managed to be the champions in the South Zone when Prashant Kakode again leading the side. We beat all the top teams of Hyderabad, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, which were exceptional when you see the players now who are playing there. Lakshman, Rahul Dravid, led by these players who are of my age, same criteria. And we were the top teams. And this bunch of cricketers from that under 17, which went on to make a lot of news all over the place, like Sudin Kamath, Prashant Kakode, a lot of guys, they're all around the world now playing cricket.
Do you think that particular generation of Goan cricketers was kind of a golden generation?
I don't want to stress on that, being that they are like a golden generation, but those guys were a lot of commitment in them. The guys were really would bowl in spells after spell just to win the games, At that particular under 17 tournament, I could recollect, like I had a spell of 22 overs and Manoj Kherde, I remember, and many other bowlers, Sandesh Desai, bowling 22 overs a spell in a day. And while many games like Sudin Kamath, when we were beating Tamil Nadu, he ran towards the side all the way through and he was bowling like from the lunch session till the end of the day session. So it was a more committed kind of a unit at that time.
Right. Commitment is the word and you have stressed it. Committed the generation was, but perhaps the administration that time was mired in hypocrisy and you were affected by a lot of problems, isn't it?
I should be the first victim, major victim among that hypocritic administration at that time because I had to select my clubs to get into the Goan side, but I was very adamant on my selections and I would not just make the choices as per requirement. There have been many cases when I had been asked or threatened by some particular administrator saying that you will never get to play. And there are few guys, like I remember my under-23 journey when Sandeep Naik was my coach. I'm hats off to him even today. I remember that. I was asked to take a fitness test because I had got some stitches when playing against Hyderabad in a one day. And this particular person who was the coach of aside, he had a notice from the administrator not to let me play in the game. But he was such a supporter of me at that time that he made me do the fitness test, got me into the side, made me play in the 11, told me that this is the case, that you have been playing in the 11 now because of me. And luck by chance at that time, I went to the side of Andhra Pradesh and I got about 9 wickets. And it was 9 wickets in a game of 2 innings. So I got first innings a 7 and second innings 2. And we went on to, the match went on to be a draw. But we had a very positive approach on that particular thing. And that was my probably last match I played for Goa. I did not look back to Goans because I already did what I could do. And then I thought, like, somebody who stood for me, I gave him back and that's enough. I don't want the administration of Goa, and I moved on to UAE.
Yeah. So basically you moved on to UAE with a lot of pain in your heart, a lot of ill feeling about cricket, generally because I think the treatment that you were being met with by the administrators. But then in 2008-2009 season, you figured in Ranji Trophy match for Goa, and that season has still till date been the best ever season for Goa, who just missed out in the semi-finals in the plate group against Bengal. So how was that comeback, and what points did you prove to the administration?
While
considering that you were 34 years old at that comeback.
Yeah, while mentioning about let me go back to the previous question of yours. While mentioning about the situation where the administrators were against me, at the same time, there were a couple of persons like Sharad Pendekar, ex-cricketer, and Chetan Desai, Luchi Velji, who really stood by me during my junior cricket at that particular time. At the same time in Bombay, I had Dilip Vengsarkar, Ramakant Desai, and my coach V.S. Patil standing behind me right in my performance, because just doing performances don't get you anywhere. Sure. There has to be somebody right behind you. They stood behind me at that particular juncture, and I was exceptionally good in my junior cricket. But when it came to senior cricket, what happened was that the selectors were different, and then they wanted a bunch of cricketers from that junior lot to play for them. And it so happened with me, like I went to Bombay, and I was treated like a stranger when I would come back to Goa, because I went to Bombay for my career. Actually, it was not like a way where I thought like I'm just going to leave Goa, but I was looking forward for something higher. And nowadays the association is helping the players, but that time there was nothing like that. I had to take my own decisions. So it was a decision taken by myself, and I went to Bombay. And then I had a very high level of cricket playing in Bombay, and I came back to Goa. Again to play under 19s and all. That was the time I started having the problems with the administrators. So I totally don't blame the administrators. It was maybe the situation at that particular time which was handled by them in a different way. And it had to happen to me to make me more tougher in my life.
Right.
So the thing, as you asked me, my comeback after 2008 playing for Goa, I really owe everything to Mr. Dayanand Narvekar, the current president of Goan Cricket Association, who at one particular meeting of mine with him, he told me that you have suffered so much from Goa. I want to make you feel much better about Goa Cricket Association. Come and play over here. You will have to prove yourself that though I'm inviting you. And I had to attend a very rigorous camp in Bangalore when Doda Kanesh was the coach. And the current crop of guys, exceptionally good, hard workers, well-trained boys. And I proved to myself that I was very lucky to be with them, in fact. And at some point, I felt they were also lucky to see the commitment levels what we had at that time. So I owe everything to Mr. Narvekar, because the way he's looking at Goa Cricket Association now, if we had a person who had a vigil of such kind at that time, today Goa would have been right on top. You know, already we are knocking so many records here and there we see on the newspapers. But we did not have one particular administrator who follows and gives Goa Cricket Association a lot of things. To give the relation back to Goa Cricket Association, I have the way I've come back to Goa and played cricket for Goa, I owe it everything to Mr. Narvekar.
Sure, Ambey. And I really can't call you a former Ranji cricketer, because I know you can bounce back anytime and make comeback, because you're a man known for comebacks.
No more comebacks for Goa, at least, because I have seen a lot of young cricketers who are really doing good. And even when I made a comeback at that time, in my heart it was a bit of a pain, because I had seen a lot of young cricketer, one cricketer, I don't want to name the person, maybe like Regan Pinto, sitting out for me. I mean, he could have been doing the show for Goa at that particular time. But I really, I wish that I could play a game very early, and I would quit the squad and move back, because it was like a passion, and which I worked very hard from, because I have been playing for UAE. When Mr. Narveka offered me, he saw my status of playing for UAE, playing my cricket levels, everything, and that's the reason he offered me. So I'm very happy at making no more comebacks. It's enough, because I'm only trying for playing for UAE team maybe a couple of years more, and then I should be looking forward to writing a book or maybe going through a coaching course, a top level coaching courses.
We are heading for a short break now. When we come back, we will delve deeper into Ambey's plans of writing a book and the trend he set up in outside Goa as the first contract cricketer to play cricket in England and South Africa. We'll be back in a very short while.
And every Sunday at 7:30, the music starts.
Just gonna stand there and watch me.
Have a show like Oprah. Seen a type before that girl is.
Request for your very song on Upbeat.
Don't make requests for the track Will You Be There. Zishan Syed requested for a track. We have Pooja's request.
Once in a way, catch up with some celebrities on Upbeat.
We have with us Mukesh Gatwal. Hi Mukesh, how are you? Hi Nikhil.
When I started, I used to always carry tapes wherever I went.
Watch Upbeat Sunday 7:30 p.m., 9:30 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. On Tuesday at 11:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. and on Thursday at 12:30 p.m. and 5 p.m. only on Prudent Media.
Welcome back. Ambey, you've been a leg spinner, you still are a leg spinner, and you bat at the top of the order in limited overs cricket. Now, what was the inspiration to become a leg spinner? Who was the inspiration for you?
To be a leg spinner was like first inspiration for me was 1983 World Cup victory for India, when India won the World Cup, and I was literally watching the games, and then I started following the game, and Lakshman Shivaramakrishnan was sort of an inspiration. And then there was Madan Lal, and luckily I went on to be coached by Madan Lal also for the UAE team in the future. But Madan Lal, and I always looked out for somebody who was a mediocre, sort of average talent, who was very hardworking and who tried to already got success with the average kind of attitude, not something extraordinary. Like I had fans, I was admiring Mr. Kapil Dev, Mohinder Amarnath, and all these cricketers. That was my start to get inspired. And to be a leg spinner, to be inspiration was, it happened that I wanted to be something different, so which was more unorthodox kind of bowling. So it was leg spin which I started, and by God's grace, I went on to flourish in the same way. So it went on and on. As far as batting is concerned, it started only. I was to always score runs going at the tail end for Goa juniors or any club levels in Goa and Bombay whenever I batted. But when I went to UAE, there's no 4 days cricket, so it's mostly about 20 and 50 overs games and 40 overs games. So what I realized there was that the talent which I had here to tail end and play for Goa, I could surely use it at the higher levels. And at one particular juncture, when we were touring in Malaysia for a Pakistani club, it so happened that we had a problem with the openers. So I just positioned myself to take that, volunteered myself to take that place, and I did exceptionally well. In fact, I was facing Mr. Chaminda Vas at that particular time. We were playing against Lanka Telecommunication, and I was playing for Crescent CC, Pakistani team in Malaysia. It's a Benson Hedges Cup. And I happened to, like, it was nothing to lose for me. So I just started blasting it from the first over, second over, and I got a lot of runs in that game. And it started. I started opening the innings. But I'm still a leg spinner. I live like a leg spinner all my life, not a batsman.
Okay, and I can see that because you are carrying this ball. Is it any special ball that
No, it's just a normal ball. I have a lot of balls which are marked with a lot of performances.
5 for 10,
yeah, I have a lot of best performance. So I just happened to...
What's your best figures in cricket? In any form of cricket?
It's 7 for 83.
7 for 83.
That's against Andhra Pradesh, playing for Goa under 23.
Okay, fine. Now, you have played for different clubs in UAE, but now you have been with Yogi Group, where you are also a projects manager with this company in Dubai. Now, this Yogi group plays in various leagues, I believe. So, in UAE, tell me what's the league structure and what's the overall level of cricket that happens in UAE?
As far as 2020 is concerned, the level of cricket in UAE is exceptionally good. It's a much higher level than anywhere you see. It's a level matching the international standard. As far as 50 overs is concerned, they're still working on it, and it's not that bad or not that good. 4 days, they are totally new to the concept, and they are doing well in the ICC rankings, but the local leagues, there are no 4-day leagues. But 2020 is concerned, they could beat any of the top sides in India. The teams are so good, you know, even we have about 16 leagues, and all the pro players from Bombay, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, and different countries, different parts, even Bangladesh now, are coming and playing for the teams over there. And during the Ramadan especially, we have about 4 leagues which are like international tournaments. And Yogi has been doing exceptionally good. Like we started as freshers, we were like number 32, and I was joining. Then we built a team, and slowly on. Today we are number 1, okay. And the top ranked team. And we have our own sponsors, like JK White Cement is sponsoring us, and we have a lot of things, a lot of facilities. Everything is, we are moving like pros in the team.
Great. You've been agonizingly close to coming into the UAE national team during the 2 editions of World Cup that they have played. It was just a matter of luck and maybe change of rules that prevented you from coming into it.
Exactly. Yeah.
How was that basically? How do you brief? How do you summarize that situation? Were you frustrated?
Not frustrating. It's my luck, you can say, and the set of rules. Because when I started with in UAE, when I started playing, the rule was for 2 years and you play. Then it went on. When I made that possible, then the rule had already changed to 4 years. And then when it was already done, I was locking the doors with the UAE team and the UAE A team for a long time. Like in my 14, 16 year span, I'm almost in the UAE A team for now about 10 years, with some breaks in between. But it's okay because it's not my talent that's holding me or my hard work that's holding me. It's the set of rules. And,
were the selectors continuously monitoring you? The
Yeah. I'm continuously being monitored, not concerned for my age. They're only concerned of my performances. Even though maybe their age groups is not like how it is in India, where the average level of age for a national team is something around 23, 24. Yeah. Right. While it's in UAE, it's not like that because we are all players who are gone from India and there. So we are average age is almost 30. Okay. So I'm doing quite well. Maybe even now the set of rules have changed recently. I should have been playing again in the UAE team. But I'm doing well. I'm playing for the UAE team.
You still have an ambition of getting in the UAE national team?
No more ambitions because ambitions to give back to cricket now. But still I want, as long as I'm playing, if I don't keep that ambition, then I would not be playing good.
Still a couple of top-class cricket left in you?
Yes. Because if I say that I'm just going to play for the club level, then I will play below the club level. If I think that I'm going to make it to the UAE team and try hard to make it, then I will really play to the club level. Yeah. So if I look up, then I will reach that level. You know, sure. That's why it's not ambition as such, but I still hope that I will reach there. Yes. So I keep playing good level at the club level. If I just relax on that, then it's going to be nothing for me.
Ambey, you started the trend of going into a foreign country like England and playing cricket there. Then you were the first Indian to play contract cricket in South Africa. Which amongst these two is your, the most treasured achievement?
Now this is a very auspicious, I could say. It's not a googly. It's a very authorized question to me because when I went to England first, I was the first goan to play contract cricket in England. I toured with a team from Shivaji Park, Gymkhana in Bombay, and with that team I went, there was Sanjay Bangar and it was like almost like Indian under-19 team at that particular juncture. And I did extraordinary performance. I was the highest wicket taker then. I got selected for a club in England to play for the Scholes Cricket Club, Huddersfield Cricket Club. At that particular time, everybody was not, it looked like as if it's like somebody going on the moon and just you're feeling it, it's a new thing until somebody else is reaching the moon. So nowadays it's very common because you have Robin, Sadab, all the guys playing in England. Sudin went after me, then a lot of other cricketers.
But it was a trend that you set up, basically.
Yes, I was the first goan to go there. And as far as South African thing is concerned, I was the first Indian to play contract cricket in South Africa. I played for Boland Districts and I played for the club there, and later on the same Boland Districts was signed by Praveen Ambre and Vinod Kamli to go on with it. Even for Boland Districts, I didn't get to play in the major side, to play in the 11, and I had to stay back in the first class team, like, I had to be in the first class team. That was my third first class squad, which I had to be waiting in the squad till I got my first game in 2008 for Goa.
Right. So basically, you have been on the fringes of international cricket, considering that you have not been a part of Indian national team. That's why I call it fringes. So now, if you look back, maybe you feel that you should have been in Indian team, or what was that worked against you in not getting a chance for Indian team or something?
No, I don't ever have any regrets in anything what I have. Like, this is a question of, like, if I'm looking back, means I have a regret sort of, or something like I feel that I should have been and I'm not been. I'm very happy what I am right now, and I feel like still whatever I had to achieve, like, it has been, I'm working the way through. So I'm believing in my hard work, and being in the Indian team or being in the UAE team or being in the Goa team or being in the Mumbai team, it gives me the same pleasure because you are still trying to do the best out of you.
Right.
Yeah, it always got the best out of me. When I tried to be in the Mumbai team, it got the best out of me. When I tried to be in the Goa team so late, it got the best out of me. When I'm trying the UAE team, it tries to get. I'm giving my best. Whether which level, what cricket I'm playing, it's.
So absolutely no regrets.
No regrets.
Great, that's a great attitude, Ambey. And now moving on, you have plans of writing this book, and you already told me the title, Envisage Goan Cricket, as spelled by AP.
Yeah.
Can you explain the title and then give us some insights into your book?
Yeah, the